So today I want to show you how you can take advantage of some of the automation within the file structure and files storage of SharePoint. So the idea is that instead of you having to take links from these different files, copy and paste them into Outlook, send them off, look up names and that, we're going to do that all right from within here. So here's my folder that I have. So I'm going to start off here by talking about this here. This is a uh, SharePoint document library. Now the document library is just a big bucket, but in that bucket we're going to have a bunch of different folders. We're going to be going in and adding different scripts that are basically going to be just for this area here. Just like these columns that we see here are applied to everything inside this document library. So when I go into the folder or whatever, you're still going to see all these different columns there. So here's the scenario. Again, there's not a process that we're pushing or anything like that. This is just an example of how we can make use and move things along. What I want to do is I have a file here, Word document. And then what I want to do is I want to be able to send a notice to the faculty member to update the folder. I'm going to change the status here automatically. If there's an overdue, I've got a check here going to see whether today's date means it's overdue. If it becomes overdue, I'm going to send a second notice specifically geared to say, hey, it's overdue. You need to make that change. Once everything is cleaned up, I'm going to then send off the file to my manager for approval, and all the statuses will get changed during that whole process. So the automations are actually using templates. There's 2 or 3 templates that I've got, and at some other point, I'll go through and show you how to use the templates. But I just want you to see this stuff in action. So I've been working on this social Word document. This should be social Word. And I've done my changes. I now need the faculty member to go make their changes. So I'm going to go into here. I am going to go to automate. Now I've gone and created all these different pieces here. So, and actually, before I even do that, let's say I need some help with this file here. So I actually belong to a team. And in a team, I have a channel here where all we're doing is talking about course updates and project updates and that kind of thing. But I want to post it to the group there and say, hey guys, can someone take a look at that? I need your feedback. So I've actually created this little script or this piece here. I go into here and it's going to bring this up. The first time you run it, it's going to be a little slower. And even consequently, as you move along, sometimes depending on your internet connection, it can be a little bit slower. It's still faster doing the copy, paste, shuffle thing. Can you look at this? So it's going to run the flow. I don't actually have to copy and paste this into Teams. It's done that for me. And when I go to Teams, I've set this channel up. There it is, feedback requested. Can you look at this? That's the message I entered. There's a link to the file and then some other piece of text. All of this stuff here I can customize. So that makes it easy. And it's automatically designed to go straight to this piece. So that's one of the automations that I've got in play. So as I was talking about before, I want to notify the faculty member that it's time for them to do some work on it. So I'm going to go into here under automate, and I'm going to go and send this email to the faculty. Now, not only is it going to send a message to them, it's going to change the status of that file so that if someone else who's working on the project comes along, they can see what's going on. Hey, check this out. I can set up the message to be there, or I can just not run a message at all. So it depends on what we want to do. Now, let me open up the other profile here. So let me just pull up, not Jazz. Wrong one. Let's try this again. Profiles. Test staff. There we go. So now I'm going to go into my email. So this is the staff member. The staff member is now going to see an email that's come in. Course outline ready. Oh, excellent. And there's all the detailed information. Again, this message is customized ahead of time, so we can do that so that we have consistent messaging throughout. Hey, whoever the name is, in this case, that's their name is the test account. Come back to your email. Okay, we are. Wow, stop this. Your course outline social Word 101 is ready for you to update. Be sure all the changes completed by this date. Once you've completed the change, just email and let us know. There is the link there that they can make use of. Excellent. So I'm just going to delete all that and send that there. So let's say that they did finish it up, or let's say they didn't. Now I've got a date checker here, and I have a report that's going to tell me when this is overdue. So it's been sent to the faculty. Right now, it's not overdue. But let's say the time goes by and this does become overdue. So I'm just going to go in here real quick and change the date to put it in the past so that it is overdue. And notice how it's automatically checked there. Okay, this is now overdue. I can see that it's overdue just because of the fact this is red. I can also set up different views for my data here. So here's all these different documents. One of the views that I've created is called a grouped by overdue. So I've got two things. Is it overdue? Is it not overdue? All the overdue ones are showing up in here. All the not overdue ones are showing up here. It's the same files. It's just a different way of looking at them. So this person is overdue. It's time for me to do something about that. I'm going to send them another note and I'm going to say, hey, it's overdue. Again, we go through the same process. In this case, I'm not actually going to throw in a message in there. I'm just going to run this script. The message has already been crafted and we can see that that message came in. Well, there it is. There's an angry face there and everything. Course update overdue. Hey, your course outline is overdue. The deadline was there. Please update this immediately. And there's a link to the document. Excellent. And notice again, it's now status has been now set to sent overdue message. So during each of these steps, I don't actually have to remember to go through the status. It's being done automatically. I now get word back. Hey, everything's done. We're all finished. Great. It's now time for me to send this off to the manager. So I'm going to go and send this to the manager. I've got this request manager approval. And I can put in some notes here. If not, in this case, I'm just going to put a couple dots and I'll hit run flow. So the approval process is different because the approval process is sending a message by email as well as by Microsoft Teams. So in Teams, I actually would normally get a pop-up. And when I go look at it, there's this approval here. It says Trevor Beck sent you a request. And when it finally loads, here we are. I can scroll through here. I can click on this, review the document. I can make any comments that will go back to the person that kicked off this process. But if everything's okay, I'm going to hit approve. So now there's on everyone's who's involved, we can see the status here is approved. When I come back over to there, look at that. Sent for approval is now changed to completed. This process is done. And the nice thing about it is it takes some planning ahead at the beginning, but once you've done that, it's easy to go through this process. And once all these different status are there, we can create different views and stuff to look at the status. So it's a really great way of taking advantage of the document libraries in SharePoint to go beyond just throwing a file in there, but to actually make use of it so more of us can work on it. So we can take a look at the automations that will allow us to go and do all this work without having to do a bunch of copy paste. Anyways, that's it. Wanted to show you.